Hey, come on. No, don't talk. Hold on. Now the... Okay, so the audio should be good now, and we are live. Hi, everyone. Sorry about those issues. Yeah, audio is good. I'm actually recording audio now.
Okay, you guys, so we dealt with like a number of issues before heading back on, but that's not going to take away from the fact that we have some really cool things to talk about.
Yeah, we are jam-packed today, guys. Absolutely jam-packed. We've got a lot of topics we're going to be covering. We've got the artist and the song from Bulgaria now. Well, we had the artist last week. This week we got the song. We're going to be talking about the Dutch artist, going over the ESCZ songs and artist, along with Festivali Këngës, Sanremo, and then we'll continue our coverage of Eesti Laul and EMA Freš before we wrap it up with JESC. So we've only got like, what, a week to go before JESC, so...
Crazy,
we're kind of jam-packed. We're going to hop into this. We're going to kick it off with Bulgaria and their song. Who wants to start talking about this topic first?
Augusto.
They did that. Like we said in the previous stream, they did that. It's a very nice song. It's very decent. Yeah, that's all I can say. It's decent.
Honestly, I think with this one, I'm disappointed, mostly because we have here studio musicians. We've got people who've had long careers in hard rock. The song isn't very hard. It's very, like, it's too soft for me. It's like they were like, oh, we have to make a hard rock song, but we're going to Eurovision, and that's a pop contest, so we can't have anything too hard, or else it might isolate people, which just leaves you with, like, a lukewarm feeling. Like, it's very languid where it's at right now. It doesn't have a lot of punch to it. And because it doesn't really have that punch, I find it lacking. And it's disappointing because I was looking forward to having a hard rock song in the contest by people who've been making music for a long time. You know, this is a genre that I'm very familiar with. It's kind of something I grew up on, so I do have a nostalgia for the sound of the genre. However, with where we're at with this right now, I'm just feeling like it's lacking. Like, it's like the volume is set to 6, but I want that volume at 11. It's like the soundscape overall feels very empty. It needs to be filled up with more sound. Like, it needs more guitars, more bass, more drums, and it just kind of sits there. And it's something that my biggest issues with it are things I feel like could be easily fixed. You could go into the mix and you could just turn up the instrumentation and, oh wow, we've got something that's, an improvement. But yeah, where it stands right now, it doesn't inspire passion in me. And when I say it doesn't inspire passion, I mean it doesn't inspire passionate feelings of dislike or like.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the biggest contrarian against like Bulgaria's prospects this year. I agree that like there is promise in the type of sound that it provides, I agree with you in that sense. And like in a positive aspect, it kind of reminds me of like if you remember Dragon Force, that band. I loved Dragon Force like when I was younger. And like it kind of is nostalgic of that. But at the same time, like my main notes that I took on the song is the fact that like I don't notice a key, I don't notice a hook. And there's nothing really grabbing in the melody. Like when the verses start to build up, it feels like the choruses strip it back, like all the power that was established in the verses, and it doesn't really go anywhere. And it might be the fact that it has that pop structure. It might be the fact that like the instruments and the vocals like don't really give each other a moment. It might be the fact that like there is no certain key or hook that makes it like special in some regard to some people. But it's a sad hit for me, and I don't think of it like generally as competitive at all.
Yeah, like
I
it's
feel that too. And
yeah.
also, the Bulgarian delegation was doing a really good job with Eurovision the last couple years they were in. Their
Yeah.
job was great. 2020 was great. 2021 hit me in the feelings.
Yeah.
2018 was very good. 2017, not a fan of the song, but they knew how to sell it.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they knew, and they made a great package deal that took it to second place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they came back in 2016 after their break, that was a great comeback.
Yeah.
Marvelous. Yeah.
It was an amazing song. So definitely the job that they did from 2016 to 2021, it's very disappointing to see
Yeah.
it go like that.
Hmm.
And this song does not live to the expectations many of us had with Bulgaria
Mhm.
after the last five participations they had. So it's like, well, you tried it.
Yeah. Like Bulgaria used to be our dark pop girlies. Like they were just there for the dark pop. And like I don't think like when it comes to Eurovision, I don't think you have to stick to a certain genre as far as a country goes, like where every year this is what you're expected to bring. I think when you stick to that whole every year we're gonna send this kind of music, you end up like Sweden, where every year you send, polished Swedish pop, and people get a little bored of it. With Portugal, you sing Fado every year for a while, and people go, okay, Portugal. Or like, you can't get into a rut of sending the same exact genre each time. So I do understand a feeling for wanting to go for something other than avant-garde dark pop and wanting to go into a different genre. And honestly, I'm okay with, going into hard rock. But when you go into hard rock and you kind of like only put like you don't put the full effort in, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that at Eurovision you're gonna get a range of genres, and you're gonna get a range of artists where not everyone's in their 20s. You've got older people, and I love seeing older people compete. I like older rock musicians because these are people who've honed their craft for decades, and a lot of the time with studio musicians, like studio bands, for example, something I like about when a studio band, like a band made up of mostly studio musicians, gets out, they can then make their own thing. And this doesn't feel like that. This feels like somebody wrote a song and gave it to them. So it doesn't feel very,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like they're passionate about it either. And it kind of leaves me going, "Ugh, okay, what now?" But like, a lot of the issues I have with it could be fixed, just by tweaking it. And we've got, 4 months, 3.5, 4 months before the final version of the song has to be ready.
Yes, they have
Yeah.
time.
They've got
They
time
have
to revamp it.
to fix it, to revamp it, do whatever they want with it. But yeah, let's hope that they do revamp it.
Yeah.
It needs plastic surgery. It needs quite major plastic surgery, at least
Oh
in
my
my
gosh.
opinion, to make it like if it wants the trophy. You know what? Never mind. That might be a discussion for like a more heated day.
Yeah, but like once we have
Yes.
all the songs, I think we can really get into the nitty gritty of, because this is the only song we have that's competing.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
not even
yeah.
like, okay, well this is like this number in my ranking. I just feel like where it's at right now, because I don't hate it and I don't love it, this is gonna be like somewhere in the low to mid 30s for me when we get to our final ranking, since we have all 42 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did we have anything else to say about Bulgaria?
Nope.
Okay, well, I did mention that, Bulgaria used to be our dark pop, which we'll use as a transition into the Dutch artist. The Netherlands has selected S10 to represent them. Her real name is Stan Den Hollander. I wonder where she is from with that last name. She's a 21-year-old alt pop artist who mixes in rap and spoken word with the music that she makes. She released her first singles in 2019, and in 2020 she released her first album, which is called Vlinders. And the thing we really know about the song that I'm very excited for is the fact that we're going to be getting a song in Dutch. So thank you, Netherlands, for bringing back native language to your Eurovision participants. What are you guys' thoughts about the selection of S10?
I think that this is a very interesting angle for the Netherlands because, as we saw, like they had like a yeehaw era for like what seemed like a decade, and then moved into singing like Yangu songs, which were at first it was like a more intimate. I wouldn't even quite call it dark pop, but it was just like gospely, very more spiritual kind of. It had like a choir like hit to it.
Yeah.
Which, like it was my third place overall in the year. I adore that song. And then like his second song, which was more dancey and a lot more like calling to his native heritage. But with Jungkook, like we also found a very particular sound that was like not yeehaw, that was more attributed to his own like artistic style. With S10, I see that as well, but it feels Belgian to me. I'm not gonna like say exclusively like, yeah, this is Belgium's thing. Like, what are you doing here? I just think that like with the amount of Dutch artists, like both in the Netherlands and Belgium, who kind of go this route, we're seeing a really good opportunity for the Netherlands to show like it's what it's really strong at, like music wise. Like its musicscape is very dark pop, and a lot of its popular music is dark pop.
Yeah.
So this can be a really good, healthy showcase of that. And I think just with the sound of her voice, like I heard one song, I think with the sound of her voice, she'd be able to perform pretty well, I'd say.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's one of those people who I'm like interested, because I've listened to some of the stuff she has released already, and I'm very much intrigued. I do like some dark pop. I think like with popular music, people tend to go, oh, it's all happy and upbeat and really bubbly, but she's bringing something that's not that, and I love that. And it's like I feel like ever since Duncan won, we're kind of seeing the next era of Eurovision from the Netherlands. Like, I'm going to say the Yeehaw era really kicked off with the Common Lunettes. And they said country for a bit there. I think it's because they got really close to winning. So they're like, oh, let's stick to the country idea. And now that they've actually won with a song that's more singer, like more true to the artist and comes off as very genuine, that's kind of the direction the Netherlands wants to go now. And, I like that. I feel like overall in the contest, we've been moving towards that since 2016, where we want songs that feel like they're very personal to the artist, and that the artist has a heavy hand in working on them. And that's kind of where we're moving as far as, everything goes. And so I think the selection of S10 shows that. I mean, she kind of reminds me of Cynic a bit. I get a Cynic vibe, so I definitely see where you're coming from with the Belgian approach, especially since the French broadcaster for Walloon in Belgium has been going towards that like dark alt pop situation since what was it, 2015 really. Yeah. So what are your thoughts about about S10, Augusto?
I need to look up what her previous releases, but the aesthetics that she brought in her presentation video,
yes,
amazing. I love them. Thank you, Netherlands, for bringing back Dutch. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think this is the Måneskin effect of having countries betting for their native languages again,
Yeah,
in more modern music styles, which is great.
yeah,
Estonia seems to be trying that. Albania, well, they always come to Albanian and Festivali, and then they translate it.
yeah,
Spain might do that too in their Benidorm event. We're talking about that next week. And so on. So we're seeing a lot of countries bidding for the native languages again, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Alpop, more true to the singer. I like this new trend as well for the winners.
Yeah.
It's working because Måneskin won with something very Måneskin that unfortunately TikTok and the American market and the people in general have not appreciated very much. Just a little shade to everybody on the internet.
We need it.
But then you have the success of Arcade on TikTok and with the public in general 2 years later. And it's a very true to Duncan song, and it's still killing it almost 3 years later. So it's working, and definitely that's a new path for Eurovision, and I think it's gonna stay for a long time, or I hope it does stay for a long time, because it is working. It's making the contest more visible.
Yeah.
It's making it even more visible than ever before. Lorraine never got this, unfortunately. So there's that.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with that statement there. So, staying true to your artist and really giving them a chance to shine, that's a positive thing. And, if that's what the direction the Netherlands wants to go to, please do it. Like, it makes me happy to see it, so let's keep it going like with that. But did you guys have any other thoughts about the Dutch choice of S10?
No, I'm excited.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the ESCZ songs and artists. This is for the Czech selection. I'm going to just read the names real quick, and then we'll go into a little more detail about each song. We have Annabelle with the song Running Out of Effing Time. I'm a Bee by Alice Mraz. Judy with the song Jasinski. Jordan Hodge and Emma Smetana with By Now. Skywalker with the song Way Down. The Valentines are singing Stay or Go. And We Are Domi are performing Lights Off. Just to give a quick kind of thing about the artist, you might, if you followed ESCZ in 2020, Alice Mraz, she came second place. So she's back and ready to go for that title again. So what are you guys' thoughts overall about the songs from the Czech delegation for their national selection?
I've been loving the variety. I started streaming them today because I've been a little busy this week. So I took some time to listen to them before I cast my vote in the next couple of days, because we still have until Wednesday, I believe, to vote.
The 15th.
So we're getting the win. We have until Wednesday to vote, and then on Thursday we're getting the winner. So I'm excited to see what comes out of the vote.
Yeah.
I hope that we get we're going to get a really good song.
Yeah.
And whichever song wins, if it needs a small revamp that I don't think any of them do, but they still have time to do if needed.
Yeah.
If it feels right, they can go for the revamp. But for now, any of these 7 songs will work at Eurovision as they are.
I agree.
Yeah.
I truly agree. And you mentioned the diversity in genre and the range. We have 7 songs here. And each of the 7 songs has a clear and direct message, a clear and direct genre, and a clear and direct identity. Other contests that have more songs can take notes. Like Eesti Laul, take some notes. Festivali Këngës, take some notes. Melody Festivalen, take some notes. You know what I mean? With these 7 artists, we're getting a range of music here. And genuinely, I don't know who I'm voting for because I like everything so much. Like, I think that overall this is such a strong selection, and the Czech delegation needs to be applauded, because every single year that they've brought us a national final, it's been a good, solid national final. Like, they do it online. Who cares if you guys do it online? Like, if you're going to bring me quality, bring me quality. And I like the fact that they have an international fans voting thing. Because, like, other national finals will have an international jury. I think international juries tend to be a little sabotagey, not going to lie. So I do like the fact they give you a chance to have international fan votes. And, you know, that's going to help you with choosing the strongest song that's going to work across Europe. Yeah.
And I think that fans are going to be more into getting into helping our country choose the best song available.
Yeah.
Yes.
International juries, as we've seen with Romania in 2019, I believe it was, and other occasions that we've seen it happen. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest and say that, like, my primary listen through these, I disliked 3 of the songs. And it was a pretty strong dislike, but I spent a lot of time with these songs, and I've been listening to them kind of on repeat, because I kind of knew that I just needed time, and not any of them are bad. Like, I agree with you guys. This is a very, very strong lineup, and any of these songs could do relatively well at Eurovision. And, like, I think it's really interesting, too. It's like my taste was so defined, like, at the beginning of this, but having a bit more patience with it, all of these songs are growers, and kind of, like, envisioning what any of them would look like on the Eurovision stage. Like, it's actually exciting. It doesn't feel like it's, I don't feel like I'm kind of, like, being forced to envision how these songs are going to be executed, and that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yazinski's my favorite, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, let's go ahead and just kind of go through each song individually. Because they gave us a music video and they gave us, like, a live on tape version of the songs. So I just want to kind of start at the beginning and work our way down through that. First one we'll talk with is Annabelle. I love it. It's like a pop, rock, catchy, upbeat situation. It gave me very much, like, Riot Girl kind of Paramore-y vibes, if we're going to go look back to, like, 2008. But it doesn't feel out of place and dated, because this is the same kind of thing, like, Olivia Rodrigo did with, oh my gosh, Good For You, you know, the same year. It's got the same kind of vibe to it, and that's very on trend. And at the same time, it's something that people who are older, like me, my old self, that we can kind of go back to and go, oh yeah, this makes me think of my youth. Yeah. And then, like, with Ellis Moraz, this is like we get more of like an urban feel, but it also has like a Latin vibe going on in the instrumentation. Like, there's stuff with the way, what is it, the horns and stuff that are happening in the song. Her performance in the live on tape is also very fun, and you can tell that, like, she's having a good time. Like, she's a performer and she's having a great time, and there's like this cheekiness here that I absolutely adore.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
I really like the...
Yeah, the instrumental is great on that one. The next song is Judy with the song Jasinski. I think this is the one I've seen the most positivity for online amongst the fans. Very dark, witchy vibes. You know, we have the fact that, like, Jasinski is like a folkloric creature. Kind of like, I think I saw someone describe, like, Jasinskis as being forest sirens. And you get that vibe going on here.
Yeah, I really like how it's not just a song in a traditional sense. It feels like an evocative, like, art project separate from just like what a streaming song could be. Which, I mean, like, I would say it's the most divisive of all the Czech songs. And that might be contributing to the fact, like, why it's my favorite. Because although we have all these other really good Czech songs to be selected from, they are going like different branches of pop. This one feels like it was set on the side and it was developed like separately, and I don't know, it's just like I'm completely captivated by it every time I see it.
Yeah, it's probably the one that has the strongest direction. Looking at the staging for the live on tape versions, there's like a clear style, there's a clear idea of what they want to do with the staging, and I can really see how this could be elevated when we go to the big stage in May.
Yeah.
How about you, Augusta?
I need to check on the live performances because I haven't had that much time. But from streaming the songs today a few times, I also really like Jasinski. I'm more convinced now by Amabi and Annabelle's song, but Jasinski is a grower.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It's growing.
oh yeah, like light your candles, make a little summoning circle, have a good evening. The next song is Jordan Hodge and Emma Smetana with their track that they have. I know I've seen some people criticize the vocal performance on this one, both live and in the music video. I don't see it. Like, I mean, yeah, there are some issues. At the same time, though, it worked for this one for me. There's a very strong kind of like quarter life crisis mode that's going on here, and you're looking at it like, this isn't what my plans were for like a relationship, or this isn't what my plans were overall for my life at this point, and relatable content. But yeah, like, I really enjoy that one too, and I think that, you know, the staging was a little odd, but that can be fixed come May. Now we have Skywalker. Oh, yeah, sorry. Then we have Skywalker. It made me think of Broken Side, which is like a band from back in the Scene Kid days. I'm a Scene Kid veteran. It just made me think of skipping gym class. So anything that reminds me of those good times, I'm kind of behind. What do you guys? Any thoughts on that one?
If not mistaken, that's a rock song.
Yeah, it's like the rock. It's the rock song. It's got some screaming too. It sounds like I'm walking into
I like that.
It sounds like Hot Topic, like sentient Hot Topic.
Yes.
Yeah,
I also like that. It could be like their attempt of trying to look for the blind channel audience.
Yeah.
From this year.
Yeah, like it's going for that.
To be their attempt at doing that.
It's like going for that new metal, blind channel. What else is there? You know, that kind of vote.
Yeah, and I think it's executed well, like pretty well too. Like, you wouldn't exactly expect this kind of sound from the Czech Republic, but I'm glad it is, because what a little gem.
Yeah. Then we have the Valentines. My first thoughts on that one, it's kind of corny, but it's like corny indie rock. I love that. That's like my thing. Like, I'm really into this one. It's fun. It's like, who's dorky boyfriend? Like, who, like, I don't know, maybe he's a barista. He gives me barista vibes.
Yeah.
Made a band. Like, who is this guy? Like, I love it. It's so much fun.
That's a fun song. So I appreciate that too.
Yeah.
I get like a Lake Malawi type hit.
Yes, thank you. It's like
it feels very Lake Malawi, even though visually the main singer kind of gives me Post Malone just in the visual, but like the actual sound itself, like the bubbly poppiness of it, very Lake Malawi.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, if the Czech Republic wants to be our like indie rock kind of like awkward guy country, I'm okay with that.
Me too.
That's my vibe. Like, that's the kind of music I like to that's some of the kind of music I like to listen to outside of Eurovision. The last one was the band We Are Domi. Dark synthy indie pop dance floor vibes. I like it. Not gonna lie. I do like a dark pop song. I do like a dark dance song. I'm not quite ready to compare this to like Robin, but it has kind of like a Robin-esque vibe to it, but different. Yeah, it does. And I'm really into that. Like, again, she released the best album of the 2010s. Fight me. But sorry.
Now that you say it has a Robin album, like, kind of feel to it, that makes a lot of sense. Like, actually thinking about like the tune of it now and the method of like its production, it does feel very Robin-esque. I was trying to like find like pinpoint the exact sound that I could like compare it to, and like nothing was coming to mind so easily for me per se. I was kind of more so getting like you're rushing through like a Forever 21, but I mean, like, setting that aside, I do get that like Robin-esque kind of like etherealness almost.
Yeah, I know. See, that's why I'm here. Being egotistical. Do we have any other thoughts concerning the Czech songs?
I mean, for me, again, like I said earlier, they're all gonna work. So I hope none of them gets revamped, but if it does, well, whatever. Sorry for my camera in and out.
It's okay.
Black people. So, like I was saying, I hope none of these songs get revamped because they will all work at Eurovision.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, I'm in the same position as Lily. I don't know who to vote. So I need to sing these songs another couple more times to make my decision.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm not sure where my votes are going. Like, I've struggled to vote each time we've had the Czech national selection here.
Jazinki people, let's hold hands. Like
I
wherever
said,
you're at.
Make yourself your little summoning circle. Light some candles. Like I did with Solove, I did the same sort of situation. And have a good time. Like, hope that'll get you through. Oh, goodness. That makes me go to sleep. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now. We're going to go ahead and move on to the Festivali Këngës songs. Basically, December 27th through 29th, we'll have our 60th edition of Festivali Këngës in Albania. Like, yell. It's Albanian drama. So, and I mean like all musical drama.
Yes.
I'm just going to go ahead and read through the artist and their songs real quick. Please excuse any pronunciation problems. There is Albin Ramasai with the song Theye. Dennis Skura with Pisknuk Flit Mama. Then Evi Ricci with Meiduar. George Kacinari with the song Neander Mbe Teiti. Or Tetia. Then there is Jans, parentheses, Yen Kumria, and the song is Delusional. Castro Zizo with Kuye. Kelly with Meteor. Muru with Prodrek. Oh no, I'm sorry, Prodrech. Lezarta Smaya with Yemya Nose. On Ronella Hayati with Secret. Saimir Chili with Nen Maske. Steffi and Indri Prifiti with Triumphi Ietes. Shiga with Nie. Urban Band with Padreyesti. Aldous that's a rolled R, sorry. Arnetti with Refugio. Esther Zahiri with Hyena. Kiesi Rustia with Valle Zoe. Meti. Olympia Samiela with Dua. Viola Jamali with ACRA. And lastly, Julie Petri with the song Balada. So what are you guys' thoughts about, returning artists, the songs, when it comes to Festivali Këngës?
I'm happy that Miru returned.
I'm always happy to see him. I'm not gonna lie, I love him.
Because he got a lot of criticism from his performances from last year. Mm-hmm. And also he was more open about sexuality and all those things. I'm happy to see him again after all the criticism. I need to take time to listen to all the songs, so I won't say much about it, but I'm so happy that Albania is able to keep the tradition alive of their Festivali. Unfortunately, this year there will no longer be the first song of the season.
I know, that's it feels so weird. Like, people have got their top 1 videos out and it's not Festivali Këngës. And then, they're gonna have their top 2 videos out and it won't have Festivali Këngës still? Like, guys, what is happening?
There's something in the water. It's weird.
The year of it's definitely the year of crazy amounts of national finals because we're getting almost 30 this year.
Yeah, we're getting so many.
We sure are.
And
Well,
it's too many. It's like
I mean,
national
love it.
finals for everybody for 2020.
you get a national final, you get a national final. You over there, you get a national final. You should probably stay internal because, internal's working for you, honey. But the rest of y'all, come on. Bring up the national finals. Let's go. So what are your...
It's very...
Last thing I'm going to say about Albania, thank you for keeping the tradition alive. The
True.
fandom is happy. I need to take a listen to these songs to see which one I like and make my opinions. But thank you, Albania, for keeping it alive.
Yeah.
I have favorite. I have my favorites ready and primed
Me
to
too.
go.
Let's see. Who's one of your favorites, Jordan?
All right. So, there are two obvious favorites in the fandom, or at least that I've seen so far on Twitter. I'm not going to be starting with them. So, my first favorite that I was able to listen to was Esther, the song Hyena. There was something kind of almost like a cinematic, Marvel quality to it. I felt like it could work really well with the live instrumentation of the orchestra. That could complement it really well.
Yeah.
And it feels a little dated, but I like how fresh it still sounds. In Festivali Këngës, I wonder if it's the backdrop of all these other old man ballads or boosting it forward.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, Hyena has given me it's quite a moment, and I'm really anticipating that one live because that one definitely grabbed my attention.
Yeah, that's it's what you want from Festivali Këngës. You want a beautiful Albanian woman to just rip your heart out vocally and devour it. That's what I go to Festivali Këngës for. I just every year I'm ready for that, and that's what she's giving me this year. She for me is probably the strongest of the female ballads. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I agree that it gives. I mean, Festivali Këngës knows where it wants to put its power. It knows the ones that it wants to invest in, and it starts with the quality of the song, and that carries throughout the entire national selection. It's just it has it almost has determined its front runners, even if not intentionally. It just kind of the essence of it is just stronger.
You know what you expect from Festivali Këngës. You expect middle-aged men playing guitars. You expect women who are there to vocally eviscerate you. And those are going to be your two that the Albanian audience votes for the most. Are you okay?
I think that...
Sorry.
Yeah?
I'm still not over Metana getting robbed in 2019.
Okay, you know what? We're not going to talk about Metana. We're going to leave that over there because once this stream is over, I'm gonna have to go listen to it again because you mentioned it. But yeah, no, I think for this year, the Metana of this year is definitely going to be Ronella.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Because that song is I can see the staging. I have my eyes closed. I'm listening to the song, and I already saw the staging in my head. And I know the fandom is really kind of hyping, the international fandom. That's the one that they're going, yes, send that please, send that please. I see that, but I'm listening to the song, and it feels like it's a stage performance first and a song second. So with the current, just listening to it studio-wise, it's not catching me. I can see where this is going to go, and I'm going to love this live. But right now, there's too many dance breaks in it. I can already see the pyro in the background. As an overall package, I think this one will be strong. But as a song, it's not completely a song. You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah. I kind of get what you mean there. The amount of dance breaks that it has is just so not even half of the song is singing. It's mostly just the dance breaks. But one part that is singing though is that high note, and Albania never misses the high note, and that's after a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's going to be her jury pull moment, because the Albanian jury, they've decided that they don't like dance songs.
Yeah.
Is the thing, and it's unfortunate because that's what we saw Anna falter, or what was her name last year, Gianni era. Like we like saw her falter in last year and the year prior. It's just like bops don't carry very well in the Albanian selection. So like, I mean, fingers crossed for this because it is my number one favorite out of like all of them. And I'm not saying that like to just kind of like boost it for just whatever reason. I think it's gonna struggle. Like I just have a feeling just with FiK goes, it's gonna struggle.
I know it's one of those things where it's FiK. It's like you know what the Albanian audience is looking for and what the Albanian juries are looking for, and it tends not to be an upbeat, dancier song. You know, and like I said, I see the staging. It's gonna be a great stage performance, but like for me, I think what FiK does is it's there for the vocal, it's there for the song first.
Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, I'm thinking overall package, that one's gonna be great. Another one of my favorite of the man ballads is gonna be Marud's. The instrumentation on this is beautiful. Like just that guitar part is gorgeous, and I think last year was Outside. I'm gonna blame Outside because I know Marud can bring us a good vocal. He's brought us a good vocal before. It's just last year, you know, there were some elements that were a little off.
15 degrees out there, like they were cold. Like you know they were cold.
Exactly, and like honestly, he's my favorite of the male ballads. I think for sure. Then I just want to touch on like for me the other one I have the other. Two I have a note for with Eva Ricci. Her song makes me want to go on vacation. I don't know. Like it just has a laid back, like I'm on the beach vibe to it. And I've got like a good cocktail and a good book and I'm gonna just enjoy the beach. I don't know. I didn't even look up what the song's about, but that's the feeling I got from it listening to it. And then maybe it's because it's wintertime, you know, I'm kind of wearing slippers. I already had my first peppermint mocha of the year today. And I know I do like a peppermint mocha. But yeah, the song just feels very wintertime and cozy. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like coffee shop vibes. Like, I can see myself getting my peppermint mocha from the coffee shop. And like these guys are kind of playing there. And I'm just like, you know what, let me sit down and enjoy my drink instead of running out the door.
Mm-hmm. Transitioning from like your coffee shop experience to like, I guess like a boba cafe experience. The song by Viola ESCZ, that one is so good too. It's like, I mean, we're not completely devoid of bops.
Yeah.
Like we have this one, which is a lot lighter, a lot fluffier, a lot softer on the ears, and I think it's just so good. Like this is another one of those songs where it's just like, okay, this isn't the bop that like the country wanted to highlight, but that doesn't take away the fact that it's just so ridiculously pleasant. Like I thought that like that is like at the very minimum probably going to end up in my top 3 by the end of FiK.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing when it comes to that. That's the reason I follow national finals. Because no matter where any of these songs place in the contest, we have these songs now. There's nothing to stop us from enjoying them. And, like, that's why I appreciate watching national finals so much. We're getting such a range. And, you know, I got a playlist for a reason, you know? I have a seasonal playlist. I don't just do the songs that go to Eurovision on my Spotify. Did we have any other thoughts about FiK or Festivali Këngës?
Just like the last artist I wanted to talk about really quick was Alban.
Yeah.
So going into the context with the song Thea, I think it's pretty good. I think he has a pretty good chance of winning FiK and going to Eurovision only because the Albanian formula is so like they follow it to a T. Generally. And this is the kind of song where it's like, I see it succeeding just based on the principle of the Albanian jury. I think it's a good song. It is not my favorite song. I think it's like my 4th place out of all the ones I've listed. But it's not unpleasant. And I would be okay to see it in the contest. But I trust it's going to win just based on the fact that Albania doesn't really break that pattern.
Oh, yeah. I love the warmth of his voice. Like, there's something about his vocal tone that you're just like, oh, yeah. Like, you know, that's the thing with Albania. You better have a good vocal.
Yeah.
Albania has never given us a bad vocal at Eurovision. Like, I'm going to say they're the vocal powerhouses of the contest.
Yeah. I would be inclined to agree with that.
It's between them or Malta as far as who brings the best vocal consistently. But I think Albania kind of like inched a little higher, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's kind of our thoughts about Festivali Këngës. We're going to go on to Sanremo. Holy crap, guys. Sanremo is jam-packed. Like,
I'm stressed.
Jam-packed. They've got people who've won Sanremo in here. They've got people who won Sanremo more than once in here. Like, it is jam-packed. I'm gonna just go through the artists first, and then we'll kind of. They are coming for next. They are like, we are going to kill you. There's a reason we consistently come in the top 10 every year, and we're going to show you why. So just to go ahead and go over all the artists who are so far confirmed. For Sanremo, we have Achille Lauro, Michelle Bravi, Eva Zanichi, RKOMI, Fabrizio Moro, Irama, Mahmoud and Blanco will be doing a duet. I know you're excited for that one. Jesse Ferrari, Giovanni Truppi, Emma, aka 7, Dargan D'Amico, Gianni Morandi, Dinotella Piaga and Rettore, Alisa, Nomi, Hi Snob Ehu, Le Verbriziani, San Giovanni, Massimo Ranieri, La Rappresentante de Lista, and then Anna Mena. Those are the artists competing. There are names any person who's followed Eurovision will recognize right off the bat. Like, I mean, we've got veteran Eurovision artists, veteran Sanremo winners who didn't necessarily go to Eurovision, or who went to Eurovision but not the year they won. It's a jam-packed contest. And just kind of going over, some of our. I'm going to just go through like the ones who've represented at Eurovision before, real quick. The first one I have is Emma. She went in 2014. Kind of not the strongest of the Italian comebacks, but it was still a good song.
Yeah.
It was still a good song.
I loved it. I still listen to that song today.
Here's my thing with that one. It's a good song. Staging was the problem. It was the staging that was the problem on that one. Jordan, stop. I'm sorry. Then we have Fabrizio Moro, 2019. He won, Sanremo. Went to Eurovision. What did him and Irma play? What did he place with? Yeah, that one. I think that came top 10.
It was 5th place overall, I believe.
It was 5th place?
It was in the televote, I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one crushed it when we went to Lisbon. Here's an older name, Eva Zanichi. She won Sanremo 3 times. She's the only woman to have ever won Sanremo 3 times. 1967, 1969, 1974, she won Sanremo. She went to Eurovision in 1969 and was robbed. Absolutely robbed.
I need to go back and listen to that song. I need to go back and listen.
Robbed.
It's not coming to mind immediately.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You're going to listen to it and go, why wasn't she the 5th winner? Because you know we had 4 winners that year? She should have been higher.
4 winners, I'm not going to lie. Not all those songs should have won.
Spain. I will.
Anti Vivo Cantando days.
What was she doing there? Also France. But yeah, that's just me being a little tossing out some 69 shade. Then we have Mahmoud and Blanco. Mahmoud won Sanremo in 2019. 2019 he won Sanremo. And, came second place at Eurovision. He almost got that trophy, and I know he's very popular. Jordan loves him.
He was my number 1 artist that I listened to last year. Like, Spotify showed me, it's like, okay, like, you listen to this man more than anybody else. And I'm just like, oh, all right, period. Like, Ghetto Limpa was my favorite album to come out in 2021. And Gioventù Bruciata, I also thought, like, after his 2019 run, was an excellent album as well. And his singles that he's put out are not only diverse, but they hit. And it's just, and like, he comes out with Spanish versions. I don't know. He has crafted himself as an artist. Like, some artists come into Eurovision still finding their sound. He had it when he participated in Sanremo 2016.
And he's so young.
I that.
Yes.
What?
And he's so young and has that sound. You know what I mean? Like
He's so pretty.
Oh God, he's beautiful.
He's gorgeous.
He's so good looking.
He's so pretty.
He's so attractive, and it's upsetting. And now I'm thinking about how attractive he is. And Blanco's a big artist too. You know what I mean? Like Blanco is huge.
Also has a really nice voice.
Yeah, like I'm excited for what the two of them are gonna bring. Like I don't know if we're gonna survive that one. Then we have Massimo Ranieri, one of the older artists who's coming back. He won Sanremo in 1988, and he represented Italy at Eurovision in 71 and in 73. Song from 71 I prefer. Then the last of the people who's won Sanremo before and also is coming back is Gianni Morandi. He represented Italy in 1970. So we've got that run of 69 through 71 coming through. And I like the fact that bringing the old people, the elderly artists back. It's like, you know what? They're not there necessarily to win. Because the thing is with Sanremo that I feel like people don't remember is it's an Italian music festival before it's anything else.
Yeah.
And it's so Italian. It's like the most...
culture. It's their culture.
Yeah.
It's the biggest music cultural showcase that they organize every year. It's a tradition. They love it. They watch it like crazy, and it's their thing. It's part of their modern cultural identity, and it's more cultural than Eurovision.
Yeah.
Period.
Eurovision exists because of Sanremo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We wouldn't have it.
We wouldn't have it without it. And it's like, this is the 72nd year they've been doing Sanremo. I don't even know people that old. Like, I don't talk to the elderly like that, but... So the next thing I wanted to go over was some just artists to watch. I know AKA7 is big. Like, as in, he won Best Italian Act in 2021 at the MTV Europe Awards. So, you know, he beat Maneskin. So, like, he's going to definitely be one to keep an eye on and probably very popular. The other one is Achille Laurel. I just want to know what he's going to be wearing. Like, I'm excited for his outfits. Because last time, yes, like, bring me.
He knows how to pull it off. Like, when you think, like, avant-garde Italian fashion, like, he's one of the first names that comes to mind for me.
I just remember that outfit he wore where he looked like Queen Elizabeth I. And being like, what? Like, you have the confidence to come up here and be Queen Elizabeth I. Yes, please and thank you. Bring me that Tudor fashion, baby. Like, just, it was great. Like, the outfits are what I like his music too, but I'm just more excited about the outfits than anything else when it comes to what he's going to be bringing. Were there any other of the confirmed big artists for Sanremo that you guys wanted to talk about?
I mean, a lot of these are returnees. But I'm highly anticipating all of them because like we've seen them perform, so like I already know that they can deliver like something great. But you were saying?
Yeah, you mentioned there were two. Augusto.
I have La Representante de Lista, which I really like. Amare is my most played song of 2021 per Apple Music. So I love that song. I stream it like crazy. I am excited to see what they bring. And Ana Mena. I'm not a huge fan of her music because I've heard a couple of her singles. But the Spanish fans were dying to see her at the new Spanish pre-selection. But since she's far more popular in Italy, she got the call and she said, yes, I'm going, and she's in Sanremo.
Ooh, we got some like romance language drama, baby. They sniped her. They picked her up.
And then on Saturday afternoon for us in this side of the world, when Amadeus was in the newscast and I was in the names, she was in the first group. When her name came out, Spanish Twitter came crazy because she's in Sanremo. And it's like, I got robbed. I thought she was going to be in Benidorm. Well, guess what? She's more popular in Italy. Hello. So I'm happy to see her getting the clout. Because it's going to be hard for her to win because she's more, she's still kind of an upcoming artist in Italy. but she's there for the cloud. She's there for exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Sanremo gives you a lot of exposure.
Yep.
So it's very difficult to win it, but if you have a good song that can become a very sellable single, you hit the jackpot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I'm thinking about a Sanremo song that didn't win. I listen to Andromeda at least once a week still. Like just
Yeah, that song is immaculate.
It's
so weird.
perfection. Like I was trying to explain to my sister how good it was. She's like, I don't want to listen to it. It's not in English. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. You're not my sister anymore. Goodbye. But yeah, kind of. Next, I wanted to just go through the artist at Sanremo Giovanni, which will be happening on Wednesday, the 15th.
Yeah.
There's 12 artists competing, and two of these artists are going to be going on to Sanremo in February. So we have, the first one is Bias with Que Fine Mi Fai, Destro with the song Agosto di Piena Estate, or Estate, Esoho Ariana with, Esoho with the song Ariana, Litame with the song Caso Avete da Guardare, Martina Beltrami with the song Parlo Dite, Matteo Romano with Testa e Croce, Ollie with a question mark at the end, with Smalto e Tinta, Samina with the song Fammi Rapare, Senza Kri with the song Ame, Tananai Tananai with the song Esagerata. Song is Vitoria. Next artist is Vitoria with the song California, and then Yunman with the song Mille Noti. Sorry, my Italian pronunciation is bad.
No, like we'll all get better at pronouncing it, like as we get closer to the date. I think from just like the imprint of the culture.
Yeah. So, were there any thoughts we had about Sanremo Giovanni?
Nope, Mahmood. That's the only thought. That's the only thought that I want to carry with me out of that.
I know you, and that beautiful man. All right, let's go ahead then. We're going to talk about kind of our continued coverage of Eesti Laul. Last week we had the third quarterfinal, just to kind of go over the artist of that one who qualified. We had Stefan, Elena Nechaeva, Merlin Malk, Anna Celine, and Alabama Watchdog all qualified from that bout of Eesti Laul. Any thoughts about those songs or artists?
I'm so happy to see Elena back.
Yeah.
I'm happy. At least she liked Eurovision enough to try again at Eesti Laul a couple of years later.
Yeah,
yes.
She tried.
Yes.
I don't have many good things to say about Remedy. I think last week I was saying I'm not really into popra. If I'm going to listen to opera, I'm going to listen to like opera. I don't want to listen to a pop version of it. Well, that's not what she gave us. She gave us Shania Twain in the late 90s on a bad single produced by Max Martin. No, because Max Martin actually, I can remember Max Martin production. I don't remember that song. She hit a high note. She was in the desert.
Like, it was so spooky. Like, why did you feel the need to make that high note so, like, spooky sounding? Like, I was listening to it with my family, like, yesterday, and it's like, okay, like, this music video takes place in the desert. That high note that she does, you don't want to hear that if you're in the desert. And I'm just like...
That's the Coyotes. Like, the Coyotes are going to come.
I don't want to hear it. It's like a forced opera high note in, like, this very not quite present pop song. Like, it feels like it's half asleep. I don't... No, like it's just so like I mean, La Forza would just happen to be like one of those songs that everyone was convinced for a while that it could win, and I was convinced like up until like the night where it didn't that it could have. So
I could have told. I thought that wasn't going to qualify. I'm not going to lie. I honestly thought La Forza might not qualify, but that's because
wow.
Let's talk about the other song in the desert, Stefan. I think this was my favorite of all the songs he's done at Eesti Laul so far. I like the kind of like, spaghetti western video. That was fun. I love a spaghetti western. Marilyn Malk, loved her. She was great.
So good.
Great song from her. Anna Selena was the strongest one of the qualifiers for me. Like, I was ready.
People were loving her on Twitter.
Huh?
People were loving her. They were
Oh my god.
oh wow. It's so great that she came back 20 years later.
Yeah.
It's amazing. People were loving it.
Oh yeah, her song
It's a hit. It's a hit.
The song she did at Eurovision is fantastic. Like, it's a great song. And this one's fun.
Icon.
Like, just iconic behavior. Like, great song. I love this one. It was fantastic.
Honestly, it kind of gives me like Anya Neeson kind of a sound.
Yeah.
Like mid 2010s Anya Neeson, when she was like really popping up with like these really like belty pop songs that have like a nice hook to them. That's what it reminds me of.
It's Schlager, baby. It's Schlager.
Yeah.
I love Schlager. Like,
I miss that Schlager in Eurovision in general. Like, we're not.
Yeah, we need it back, just generally.
Just bring me some Schlager throwbacks.
Just generally. Like, it was such a sad opportunity for countries like Sweden that have bands like Alcazar to never send them while they were still together or popular.
Yeah.
They were giving us that dose of Schlager.
I don't think I'm like mentally prepared for what would have happened if Alcazar went to Eurovision.
Oh my god, I would have loved them. I really
my
wanted
gosh.
them to go in 2014.
Yeah, me
That
too.
song was a hit.
That was great.
Song is a hit.
Yeah. It was better than what they ended up sending. Anyway, here's me just being sweet and shady about Eurovision artists. So those are the people who qualified. I know we've kind of been going for a bit here. But our next, like, just to kind of go over who's going to be in this next this next quarterfinal, which will be the last of them, is Ariadne. Song is called Shouldn't Be Friends. Black Velvet with the song Sandra. Dramanda with Tulemino Sisu, or Sise. Elena Teet with the song Tunete Kiel. Elisa with Fire. Emily J with Quicksilver. Jessica with My Mom. Ut Lapland with Olvanguses, Minimal Wind. And then Pure Mud and Shira. I think it's the same Shira who got knocked out of the quarterfinals previously, with their song Golden Shores. So, kind of going through the lineup, the first thing is we've got some names we recognize, like Ariadne, she came sixth at the final in Eesti Laul in 2017. And Emily J came 12th, so she came last place with, back in 2019 at Eesti Laul. She was with, what are they called? Extra Basic, I think is the name of the artist she was working with. And then Ott Lapland, he represented Estonia in 2014. Like, those are kind of the three names that I see that I recognize. As far as artists that I haven't really seen at Eesti Laul before, I'm looking at, who was it? I'm sorry, I have a note here. Oh, okay, Elena Teet. She's probably the one I'm the most excited for when I look through her stuff on YouTube. She's got like a very nice sensibility with the pop music. She's got upbeat stuff that's not upbeat. Very enjoyable. And I like Minimal Wind. Because again, we've learned I like cozy, laid back lo-fi today. I don't know, maybe it's just that time of year.
I think it is.
Alright, how about like anyone that you're kind of looking at?
Ariadne, I know, has a nice voice. But other than that, like, I need to still look at the back catalog of all these guys, too, and, like, look at their old Eesti Laul entries to kind of, like, refresh my memory, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I'm on that same page. I need to look at these songs a little better before, sometime tomorrow before the show, and see and have a better idea. But I'm happy that Ott Lapland is back, or not happy, but more surprised. I thought he was never going to come back, but here he is, and I hope he does well. I do see him pulling through.
See, my biggest thing when it comes to Ott is, like, I do like the song he had at Eurovision, but I still need him to apologize for his whole doing blackface thing.
Yeah.
We need to, he needs to, like, I understand, like, it's one of those things where until there's like an apology about that, I can't really find myself rooting for him. And it's one of those things where prior to knowing that, like having that information, I did really enjoy his Eurovision entry. It's a beautiful song and he's a good musician, but I can't root for you when you have that kind of like behavior in your back. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where, you know, I'm looking at like the combination of last week with Alabama Watchdog qualifying, when last year their lyrics were really, you know, transphobic and very COVID denier-y, and then having Ott back without him, you know, really having apologized for having done blackface. It kind of makes me go, okay, Estonia, like, this is a little disappointing. Exactly. And it's one of those things where we could have had, like, Sissy, maybe she could have come back or something like that. You know, she's an artist who I do enjoy, and I think that there is potential for her to win at Eesti Laul one day. Especially since she did improve from her, you know, song she sent through, was it 2019 she had competed, or 2020 she competed, and I didn't really like that song. But last year I thought she was fantastic. Or like we could have an artist like Jasmine come through, who she's never competed at Eesti Laul, but she's got this really great contemporary, interesting sound that she makes as a musician. And, you know, I would like to see that sort of, like, you know, let's highlight some people who are not, you know, problematic in that way. We could have those two artists come through. But, I mean, that's just, it's one of those things where, you know, if Ott were to, you know, have a apology statement, like, there's more than one artist, you know, who's competed at Eurovision or a national finals who's done that. There's a lot more. There's a lot more.
I think the issue is not only the artists who still let it happen, but also the production companies behind that particular talent show format that still allow the blackface to happen. So like it's two-way apology. One, the artists for letting it happen and still participate in that when they could have said no. And let production figure something different, and then the production companies behind the show for still letting it happen. It's like it's one of those things where I understand the concept of the show is to try to dress up and, you know, imitate the way the artist looks, but you can do that and just not paint your skin. Like, it's not that difficult to do. Exactly.
I've dressed up as Diana Ross before for Halloween, and I'm a lot lighter than she is now. You know what I mean? And I didn't, you know, I didn't feel the need to go grab some foundation that was exactly like, I did her cowgirl outfit. I love that cowgirl outfit. It's so cute. But yeah, like, it's like one of those things where you can just like wear one of their iconic outfits and like put a wig on that is like one of the hairstyle, the one with the outfit. You don't have to do all that other stuff too. So do we have any other thoughts about Eesti Laul?
Not me, no.
For me.
Okay.
I need to listen to the songs, but that's it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just run through EMA Freš real quick before we head into our last topic. So this is just continuing with EMA Freš, which is like kind of the Sanremo Giovanni of Slovenia. So first thing is they kind of have two battles each day. The first battle was between Ina with the song Moja ti pomni, and Laura Yule with the song Moja Lekia. And Ina's the one who's advancing of those two. 8 Harmony with the song Hocham Da, which, I'm sorry, you're a girl group called 8 Harmony. There's a little charm to that. They competed against Jaka Hirsch, and that song that is advancing is Jaka's song Soveje Skrechi Krojak. There was Luma All In. That song is advancing over Mitya Dragan with the song Ischim. Then there's Evita, who had Chernobelo, and the song that advanced over Evita was Laura Dovier with the song Kosva Se Pravic Sponanzala. I think out of all of those, the last one I mentioned is the one I like the most. It's very electronic and like kind of sits nicely between R&B and electronic music. So those guys will be competing to see who's going to advance on to the next round and who's going to be going to the second chance round tomorrow.
Hey.
So the big topic, our last big topic kind of going through here is going to just be JESC. I'm going to go through the artists, go through some of our highlights as far as the JESC lineup goes, and we'll be more in depth about JESC next week. Just because we're kind of, spread it out over 2 weeks because it's coming up in
it's
a week.
A lot, too.
It's a lot. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. It's such a solid year.
Like, we could probably talk about JESC for several hours if we had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, like, JESC is honestly, this year, so strong, and it's obvious the French are wanting to show off. Like, the opening act is Offenbach, which is like, a DJ duo who's pretty big. They have had a number of hits in different countries in Europe. Everyone likes a DJ. Then like France TV has been having weekly show, like every night they're having a little snippet show to basically lead people up to getting hyped for JESC. It's obvious the French delegation is taking it seriously. And I think the fact that they're taking it so seriously is going to help them with their campaign to go to, hopefully win Eurovision in May. It's been so long, France. I want you guys to have another victory.
Yeah, we're close.
They were close. They were so close
to win again.
They're
want
working
to win. That's if France pulls the win in Italy, it's the Big Five comeback era. First, Italy giving us 10 years of bop, hit, strong delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Then the French Renaissance of the last couple of years. And now, let's remain hopeful that Spain does not screw it over. That's it.
And then we just have to worry about Germany not embarrassing themselves. I'm not going to talk about Germany right now because there's a mess happening over there. I can totally see.
I mean, like, we could be surprised. We could. Like, yes. The margin is never zero.
I love you, Germany. I truly love Germany.
Yeah. When
this place I currently love drowns into the ocean like it looks like it's going to be doing, I'll be running off to you, Germany. I have a deep love for you all. So this is just my way of saying, Germany, you disappoint me at Eurovision, but don't deny my visa. Anyways, let's just go ahead and name all the artists real quick. Pronunciation warning, because there's about 19 languages I'm going to be trying to speak here. And then we'll kind of talk about our favorites and kind of some like highlights we have concerning all of these guys, or ladies, and whatever. Oh goodness, let me put that nicely. Okay, so we've got Albania. Singer is Anna Grabea with the song Stand By You. Armenia has Melina coming back. She was going to go, was it last year? They ended up pulling out. She's coming back, and she's going to sing the song Kami Kami. I know how to pronounce that one. Thank you, Albania, from Grown Up Eurovision with the song Kami. Azerbaijan, Sonia Azizova with the song One of Those Days. Bulgaria with Denislava and Martin, Voice of Love. France with Tic Tac, being performed by Enzo. Georgia, Nico Kayea with the song Let's Count the Smiles. Germany's bringing Pauline with Imagine Us. Okay. Over in Ireland. I asked a friend and she told me May Levi Lawyer with the song Schwar, I think. Elisabetta Liza is representing Italy with the song Spaccio. Kazakhstan is being represented by Alner Kamzin and Bekner Janibekuli with the song Aturgi Alemi. It translates to Fairy World. Malta has Ike and Kaya with My Home. The Netherlands has Ayana with Matasugu Awane. North Macedonia has Dete Musica with the song Green Forces. Poland is bringing Sarah James with the song Somebody. Portugal is represented by Simão Oliveira with the song Ora Paz. Russia has Tanya Mezhenseva with the song Mon Ami. I said Mon Ami really weirdly. Mon Ami. Serbia has Jovana and Dunja with the song Oči de Tata. Spain has Levi Diaz with the song Rer. I know I didn't say that right. And then finally Ukraine with Elena Evsenko and the song Vazil. I'm sorry, you said Ukraine? I know. Ukraine. Gotta love Ukraine's song this year. Sorry. So, like, what are you guys' thoughts about the JESC lineup?
It's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's coming in.
Yeah.
Even the more weaker songs of the bunch are very decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, we are not going to be voting for 5. We're going to vote for up to 3 songs next week.
God.
That's and we got the information because the Albanian network put up the ad in the last couple days per Twitter.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be voting 3 songs this year. So the ones that have been that have listened the most are the ones that were available to stream earlier than last week when we got the whole album.
Yeah.
So I've been streaming Ireland, Malta, Spain, Poland, Germany, France, and Russia, and I think that was it.
Banger after banger after banger.
All good.
Truly.
They're all good.
They're so
For
good.
me, I'm keeping Spain, Poland, Germany, Netherlands, France, and Russia, that order. I adore Germany.
So
That
cute.
girl is so adorable.
It is.
She sold me the song.
On top
I love it.
on top of it, she doesn't have a lot of experience. Like, a lot of the kids competing, these are kids we've seen at national selections. The girl from Russia, Tanya, she sang at Junior Eurovision before. I don't know what to tell you guys other than these kids are talented and these songs are good. Like, these songs are crazy good. Like, I don't know how I'm going to narrow it down to 3. Because every song you mentioned, banger. Like, every single song, one of those songs is good. And it's so diverse. And it's like, oh, it's such a good year. Like, it's such a good year. And, like, Ukraine, I love Ukraine. Like,
Me
that
too.
song came out and I was like,
good.
who is this girl and
So
how
good.
can I be half as cool as she is? Like, just, like, fantastic song. And then, like, Ireland. I didn't know this is the kind of music I want Ireland to have at their national final this year.
Yeah.
If we
why
can get
don't
an
they,
Irish
honestly?
language, kind of like pop, punk, bop, I'm voting for it. Like, I can't, like, that's what I want. This, Ireland, I don't know, I'm going to act cocky now. Irish delegation, if you're watching this, I want something like this at your national final, please and thank you. And have that one win. And, love it. Like, it's so good. And then,
It's really good. I
And,
really
like-
like it. This is probably the best Irish entry at Junior Eurovision.
it's good. I really liked Banshee, though, too.
I agree.
And I really liked, what was it, Brick a Brick? I can't speak Irish.
Oh yeah,
I'm so bad at it.
2016.
So good.
2016.
Ireland they just kind of stay at the bottom of the scoreboard for some reason, but they bring good music. And it's like, I love the fact that here we go, like, you've got a language that was almost pushed to extinction, and you're, like, letting people have music with that language and, like, showcasing it. It's great.
gorgeous.
Like, I love that. Like, Ireland, yes. Then I have Armenia. Banger. Like, just absolute banger. Like, that
It's
song
really good.
is
It's
so
really
cool
good.
and so sleek, and I want to be like her when I grow up. Like, Melina, she's so cool.
When the song came out, she topped the Armenian charts. Like, the actual song itself, like, topped the charts in the country. It's like, how often can a Junior Eurovision artist say that they did that with their act? This is unique. The song is, like, incredibly unique.
Oh gosh, it's
Diana
so good.
did it when she won in 04. She's an international hit. Like, I grew up in this side of the world, and her song, Antes Muerta Que Sencilla, got covered by a local artist here in the Dominican Republic, and that's her biggest single.
So we have to go back to like
It's a
2004.
cover of Antes
Uh-huh.
Muerta Que Sencilla. It's her biggest single.
Oh my gosh.
And
No.
that's the only song of hers that I remember. She's now a congresswoman here. So, there you go. It's a Junior Eurovision song. It's very crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Her impact.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I really like Armenia. It's number 7. She's the Team Bob of 2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
Armenia is trying to pull a Vicky. They're
Yes.
trying the Vicky formula.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Will it work? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it might.
If
it does, and if they win, second or third for sure.
Yeah. They're gonna come top 5.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
The whole show is going to be a bloodbath from start to finish. Like, we have these children, like, they're battling out for victory, and, like, I honestly, genuinely don't know who's going to win.
Me either, honestly. Like, there are, like, 7, which could be, like, potential actual front runners, and all the rest are just ridiculously good as well. It's like, you're not going to be disappointed with anybody here.
Yeah. Georgia. My heart.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
It's so effortlessly cool.
Now that I can stream it, I've grown to like it.
Oh, I loved it the first time I heard it.
Watch the music videos, just stream the songs.
Yeah.
Now that I'm able to stream it a few times. The kid is so adorable.
He's
so different.
Yeah, like,
I love that kid.
The song, and like the thing is, like, I don't know if they're doing this because to me the song sounds super French. I know there's lines of it in French too, but like the soundscape of the song, it sounds like it's coming from France. I mean, hey, we're going to France. Why not send a song that kind of sounds like a poppy elevator music? I love the song though. It's like probably it's probably the one I've listened to the most, other than like Poland, you know, because that was like one of the first ones we got. The last one I wanted to say, well, another one I wanted to like highlight personally was France. I love that. Enzo's adorable. Oh my gosh, I love seeing a little kid with a big head of curls. And Tic Tac is so much fun and so catchy. Like, just...
It is.
Oh, it's such a good one. Like, this year's so good. Like, and like, Poland is amazing. Like, looking at there's nobody who stands out to me. I'm just like, everyone is so good. And it's like, this is why I love Junior. Like, I feel bad for people who don't follow Junior at all.
Yeah, it's just as good.
I know for a fact that the 3 songs that will win for sure are Spain, Poland, and Germany in one way. And if I get to vote again, Spain, Germany, Netherlands.
Okay.
Of 4. All
right.
Everybody else, vote for whoever you want. But I'm giving my votes to Germany because I don't want them to finish last. And number 2, it is an upgrade.
Yeah.
The girl sells you the song. She sells it. She brings it. And she's so adorable.
She's so sweet.
And I think Spain is gonna come for another top 5 because they're literally the Sweden of Junior Eurovision. If it's 4 or 5, it's still great.
Yeah.
Every song kills it. And Levy is such an adorable kid too.
His voice is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry.
Good.
Like, I watched his, I went, like, because, like, for my own channel, I went through and watched, you know, all these kids' other stuff they've done. He's only been, like, serious about singing for a year and a half.
Wow.
And then, like, you
you're
watch his
not the
audition from The Voice, and it gave me goosebumps. Like, that kid,
He's really good.
he is such a good music. He's great, and he's not been really serious for very long. And then, like, with the Netherlands, I love the fact that the song is in Dutch, English, and Japanese. Because Ayana, her dad's English, her mom is Japanese, she lives in the Netherlands. Like, I kind of love the fact that, like, all of her languages are in it. And it's like, that's so sweet. And that's like, it's such a good year, guys. It's such a good year.
I think this is going to be the first time that the Netherlands sends a ballot. It will actually work for them.
Yeah.
Because a few times that the Netherlands sent a ballot to Eurovision, they're in the bottom. Or halfway there, like in 2018. But this year, they got the right formula for the Junior Eurovision ballot.
It did.
It just works.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And she's adorable.
I love Junior. It's so good. It's like, I don't know, like, when people go, I don't watch Junior, I'm like, why? It's great. Like, I've got 19 songs. I've got 19 songs to love. But yeah, that's kind of, do we have anything else we wanted to say about Junior? Sorry, Jordan, like, Augusta and I kind of were like running that combo.
Like, I think that I also want to highlight Italy and Azerbaijan too, because these entries are more mature. Italy, we have like a rock sound, which isn't like a Måneskin type rock sound. It's like a sound that's all her own, and it doesn't feel like Disney Channel kind of like rock.
Yeah.
It seems like a performable single. So good for you, Elisabetta.
Yeah.
And Azerbaijan, it's like a stomp clap, like 2009-esque, like Beyonce Halo type ballad.
Yeah.
Wow, like I was so profoundly amazed by just like the delivery of this. Azerbaijan has been lazy in junior, but up until this point, they have decided that like this girl has a nice voice and we're gonna make her like drop down in the register because it sounds like we need to show what her natural voice sounds like, and that was so smart. It's so beautiful, and that song I believe is gonna be in my top 5. Like
it's a great song. It's absolutely fantastic. Like honestly, it's such a strong year. We'll talk about junior more next week because like we've already got over by like 26 minutes than what we usually would do. But thank you all so much for joining us. We have all of our Twitter handles kind of down below, and so we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. Hopefully we won't have any difficulties again. And next week is gonna be just as jam packed. Like guys, it's serious. You know, the season
already have
is really
like half
here.
the topic we need to talk about. Like stuff was tweeted today that we need to talk about next week.
Exactly. So thank you guys so much again for streaming and for joining us on this stream. And I hope you all, have a good rest of your evening. Bye.
Bye guys.